What is up? My name is Dylan, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made a hard but simple trap beat. I first started off with the mandolin picked ensemble, and I got rid of all the reverb, turned it to 0%, and turned this up to 100%. Instead of using the reverb built into the plugin, I decided to use Valhalla Supermassive, which I sent to a bus, and I picked the preset Reverb 2000. I then penciled in arpeggiated chords, which means they don't hit all at the same time. The first chord I used was A minor, and then I went to D minor, then E minor, and then back to D minor. I was using the A natural minor scale for this. I then pressed Option A in the piano roll, and then I moved it down a semitone by holding Option and then doing down on the keyboard. This is what it sounds like so far. And to make it sound less boring, I decided to add an arpeggiator through the MIDI effects by going over here and choosing what you want. The settings I used is eighth notes and up and down. The octave range is up to 2. I then chose a pattern. In order to do this, you click on grid and then you just click on these arrows and it will give you different patterns you can choose from. This is what it sounds like with the arpeggiator. And for the next sound, I chose this flute that comes with Logic. And instead of using Logic's reverb, I also use the same reverb as I did with the mandolin. And I penciled in this. For the pad, I used Spitfire Audio synth pad library and chose the first one. And for the pad, I also got rid of the reverb and added the Valhalla Supermassive one. For the chords, they were the same as the mandolin. It was A minor, D minor, E minor, and D minor. And for A minor, I moved C and E down an octave, so they're inverted now. And then from there, I hit Command A and then Option down to transpose it down a semitone. And this is what I got for the pad. Now moving on to the drums, and since this is a trap beat and the BPM is 84, we're gonna have to double time the drums. So instead of the clap hitting on the third beat of every bar, it will hit on the second and fourth beat of every bar. For the hi-hats, I used a MIDI from Cymatics. It is from the Cymatics Cartel drum kit and I believe it is free. And as you can see, it says 164 BPM. In order to double time MIDI, you just click Command A to highlight all the notes and then go up to Functions, MIDI Transform, and then Double Speed. And then you click Select and Operate and that will make your MIDI double the speed. And for the percussion, I just got a loop from Splice and I think it was 130 BPM, and in order to make it on time in a different BPM, you just simply move your BPM up to the BPM of the original, and I think this is 130, so click Command F and then press on this little tab and then select polyphonic, and then you can change the BPM and it won't move at all. And for the drums, I sent them to a summing folder, and if you want to see how to do that, just check out my last video. I'll have it in the description. I did this to add reverb to my drums simultaneously. I again used Valhalla Supermassive with the preset Dirty Snare, and I put a touch of reverb on, as you can see. This is what the drums sound like. The last thing I added was an 808. For the EQ, I got rid of a lot of high end, and then I raised up this bit to give it the kick. I then added a compressor with the preset Platinum Bass, and I turned down the output gain to make it quieter because it tends to boost the audio. I also added overdrive to the 808, and I turned the tone all the way up to 20,000 Hz and the drive up to 7 dB and left the output. I used the root notes from the chords I've previously used, and then I used the scissor tool by pressing T then I, and you can chop the MIDI to make patterns. But for this one I decided just to keep it real simple, and it's pretty much like a kick pattern. You can definitely add a lot more than what I did. You could even add rolls into your 808s if you wanted to. I then made a very simple drop. This is what the beat sounds like all together. Let me know what you think of it.